Has it been 10 seconds?
Jesus, really? Fuck me.
I was just asking.
You would have known. I would have said good evening.
Slowly start to move to take that breath in, and I didn't.
Good evening.
Welcome back to BoomerRexTonight, your nearly daily source for news and politics. Let me introduce our Boomer, who apparently wants to produce the show all by his lonesome, Mr.
You don't want
Rex.
to do that. I learned how to do some
Tired
of
of
that
waiting
last
on
night.
you.
Asshole, our Millennial.
He apparently had things to
Our
say.
male Millennial.
Hey,
should
I
say.
was good like yesterday or the day before.
And I am RisenLadyHeathen, female Millennial. BoomerRex and Asshole eat, sleep, and breathe politics, and I'm learning. We give you the facts from each unique. We give you the facts and each unique perspective on them. So let's dig right into our headlines. Chimps try to heal themselves and others. What's up with that?
I'm not sure I like the mental image of eating and breathing politics.
That's
Eat
kind
it.
of what you do.
That was true.
So,
You
anyway,
live like I can't be in a room for 30 seconds with you guys without
Having ever
politics
effectively
coming out of
inch-weighed
one
my
of your
face
mouths.
around the floor all day on Sunday because there's no news and Sundays are the worst.
Yeah, no.
so researchers have
literally just licks
documented
the carpet all day.
a remarkable behavior among wild chimpanzees. They saw them applying insects to wounds on themselves and on others as a form of first aid.
Potentially as a form of first aid. They haven't
Yeah, well,
confirmed that yet.
how would you define that? Anyway,
More importantly, how do we inject misinformation?
so they
into the
saw
chimps?
that, right? They saw that when they saw a mother chimpanzee examining a wound on her son's foot. Then she reached out, caught a flying insect, put it in her mouth, and then applied the wet insect to her son's wound. Now, do some insects feel pain? Do they, flies, yeah, maggots, yeah, that could help. But anyway, a really interesting behavior. And once they were looking for it, they saw it happening a lot. So anyway,
Yeah.
it's,
The bugs make me curious of whether or not it's closer. I'd be curious to see if they chew up leaves and do the same. Is it a particular bug? Like, again, I have...
no, they couldn't identify the
Yeah,
bug.
yeah.
Yeah,
I have all the questions. I assume if you had an answer,
yeah,
we'd have
absolutely.
heard
We'd be
already.
hearing about it,
Yeah.
right? Oh, yeah, it's always just the flies that have good maggots,
Yeah.
right? Which would make perfect sense for a wound. Anyway, so they've also noticed that they do it for their friends. And so now they're wondering about, do certain bugs have some kind of medicinal benefit that we should learn about? And
I'd have no
So-
trouble believing that.
yeah, but it's, here's this interesting, exotically complex behavior that they do for themselves and for friends, right? Well, chimpanzees were always that way, right? I don't know what those other ones were that bite the sick ones, but they're
Bonobos.
combative,
Oh,
right? They rule by fear,
yeah, no, that's not
which
bonobos.
chimpanzees don't. So,
I mean, there's some of that too.
All right.
anyway, yeah, this whole, and the fact that they do it for each other, right? That they're caring for each other in this very complex way. Anyway, I just thought it was an interesting topic.
Yeah.
Hey,
that-
complex if it's shown to have a medicinal value outside of, right, covering the wound, which we know is a huge benefit. Licking wounds has a huge benefit.
Did you hear the part where I said it's wild chimpanzees?
Yeah.
So the data's going to be hard to get.
I mean, dart them. Let's go scrape a foot.
Yeah, I suppose. Let's go see what insect she mashed into.
That was
her
really where I
injured
wanted to start,
foot.
was you'll just throw a bunch of bugs into the science blender. I mean, individual science blenders.
Fair. All right.
And just try them.
Let's talk about Johnson & Johnson, a fuck your family company.
What
It
they
is
do now?
at it again. What are they doing now, sir?
No, so I was pleased to find out. Johnson & Johnson tried to get a U.S. judge to block Reuters from publishing a story based on what it had learned about Project Plato. And Reuters published the story. Thank you, Reuters.
I would like to go on the record, Reuters, if you ever fail to violate a court order that's on a dumb shit like that, what the fuck are you doing? Get out the life.
Yeah. So anyway.
No, I'm
that's all
sorry.
I
If
had.
we had like a real like scoop like that somehow, because I don't know, somebody's plane crashed in the backyard. Like,
Yeah.
There's
yeah,
zombies
sure.
on
I don't
this
give a
plane.
shit. Yep. No, Your Honor, I absolutely violated your court order. I'm not at all
So
sorry
it's
about
still
it.
it's still in court whether Johnson & Johnson can push this all into a subsidiary with no value and then
A
push it out
sacrificial
and
lamb,
declare.
yeah.
They should. This is ridiculous. We need to repeal that whole thing that you can't sue a company out of existence, because that is where shit really started going
Oh,
wrong.
impeach Clarence Thomas and a bunch of other
Every other day you
DEFCON 3 moves.
every other day you
All
see
kangaroos.
you on the TV you see these class action lawsuits for these companies that made these bad things. They knew they were bad and they put them in people anyway, or on
Yeah.
people or whatever. And now these people have cancers and illnesses and other type of problems due to this stuff, and these companies aren't going to go out of business. So don't buy Johnson & Johnson if you can possibly fucking avoid it. Just get fucking generic. It's the same thing. If you have to buy the item, get the generic version
Well,
of
you
it.
hope not in the case of Johnson & Johnson, seeing as how their product.
No, that's why I buy Gold Bond powder. I never buy Johnson & Johnson powder because I've known for a while. That is something that's been talked about for many years, that they still had talc in their thing, and everybody knew talc was bad. So,
Okay.
no, it's just stupid and
Very sad.
All right, so let's move on. Attacks on homeless continue with technology.
There's a software company that's hoping to help cops with the problems of degradation of a city's culture and
Whoa.
facial recognition software for targeting homeless people. And I could see a baseline point for that, where you could actually have cops going out and saying, "Hey, John, how you doing?" And so forth,
Yeah, no,
right?
for
So,
sure.
You know, I could see a good use for it. But this is to it's to recognize the faces of the homeless, to stop poor hygiene and uncorrected predatory behavior, and it just goes on and on and on and on. And you sit there and just, this is just disgusting, right? One more attack on the homeless, right? So
And what do
anyway,
you care if they have bad fucking hygiene?
I do care, and I could see bringing down.
No, but not you care in a good way. They don't care
Fuck
in
the
a
people
good
want
way.
to solve the
It
problem.
was just something
What is
they
this?
could put in the brochure. It was something that people don't like
Okay,
about
cool.
homeless people,
Yeah.
is they smell bad, and they put it in the
But look
brochure
at
to
it,
help
tell the
sell it.
cops. Look out. He's stinky.
Yeah.
Beware.
And they're stinky
He's got
for a
greasy
reason.
hair.
Yeah.
But I
Better
was
put
just
him in the
thinking-
lockup for the night.
Class 4
Give him a
scat.
bar of soap.
No, I.
So, no, I have been out on Reforger, right?
Yep.
As a red team,
Yep.
right? I have not had a shower in 2.5 weeks,
Yep.
right? My uniform is absolutely coated
Yes.
in the various oils and
Yeah, but no.
fluids and so forth from armored vehicles. My boots there's mud inside and outside my boots. I long since stopped wearing underwear. Anyway, so we're driving down the road and we come to a goddamn wash point.
Yep.
set
Oh, we
up
absolutely could do this. We gave
right
any
along the
kind of a
river.
shit.
And we're looking at that and we pull in. And I said, what the hell? And they said, we're a wash point. You want a shower? You want some laundry done? And they've got this big hose sticking in the river and another big hose sticking in the river. And so I go in, and you can't believe how hot the showers are. Oh my God, they're good. And as you go in, you take your clothes off. They give you a giant numbered
Bag.
No, a giant numbered
Pin.
diaper pin,
Yeah.
right? And you hook all your clothes together, right? And you throw them. So anyway, I go in and I have the most luxurious shower in the history of mankind. I've never felt a shower like that. And I come back out, and as I come back out, My clothes are coming back out of the dryer, and they're too goddamn hot to touch, and they're clean.
Nice.
And I put those clothes on. Oh my God. Oh my God, I felt like a human being again.
Right.
And as we're driving away, we noticed that 2 German hookers have come out with their camper. And they're set up not too far from the wash point.
I can
now they
understand
can say,
wanting clean dudes coming
Yeah,
in to see
Go to
you.
the wash point and come back, we'll talk. Anyway, I thought it was amusing. But you could do the same thing in a
They're not going
a
to.
Skid Row.
That's not
Yeah,
what any of
good.
this is going to be
Yeah.
used for.
That was back, I would point out, in an army that was set to fight the Soviet Union, who has a lower poverty rate, or had a lower poverty rate than we do currently.
Yeah, but I was just
Assuming
envisioning-
our estimate of Soviet poverty rate is accurate. And I would assume, probably pretty closer to whatever Russia said, or the Soviet Union was saying.
I was just envisioning a truck that offered hot showers.
No,
and
absolutely.
clothes.
We could all kinds
Right,
of shit.
and maybe
Yeah.
dinner.
Uh-huh.
Right,
Back-
just pull up in a section with a lot of homeless and say, guys, line up. Right, anybody who wants.
Yeah, I've got an IQ over room temperature. I could figure out how to solve almost any problem if you give me a government checkbook, but
No, and again, we know for a fact that this is not what any of this is going to be used. This is going to be used the same way that law that's breaking up those camps is going to be used to just kick people out and move people along.
this is circumventing the fact that one aerospace company who makes a really good social media scraper product but refuses to sell it to local law enforcement. Right. This isn't going to be used on the homeless. This is going to be used on protesters.
So
This is
anyway-
network analysis. I mean, yeah, sure. It'll work on homeless people, but again, we're back to and fucking what?
Yeah.
Look out! We have reports he smells or whatever.
So Chris Gilliard, who's a researcher, says, look, it's a tech-laden scheme to solve a problem where we already know what works.
Mm-hmm.
What unhoused people need is stable, permanent housing.
Yes.
Mhm.
Hey, it's the same scam as lapel cameras.
All
They're going to
right.
produce an amount of data that you now need to warehouse somewhere.
Right.
And the cost for that, the contracts on that are like 5 to 10 years. And the price of hard drives halves every year. So the cost of that business goes to zero real quick. And the price you get paid stays the same.
Fair. All right. So BoomerX is about damn time. Tell me the good news, sir.
So, remember that Colorado clerk, Tina Peters, who's being investigated for
Oh, crazy. Yeah.
breaking the security on the voting machines and so forth and bringing the wrong sort of people in and so forth? Yeah, she got arrested. And she screeched and yanked and
About this?
tried to kick, no, it's something else.
Oh.
But anyway, tried to kick some police officers.
I'd consider that resisting arrest and
Yeah,
attempted assault
apparently
of an
the police-
officer.
Well, she's white, so they weren't going to do anything bad.
That's why
to
she
her.
didn't get suplexed into a wheelchair.
Anyway, but there's good video. You can go
Or
find it. It's kind of fun to
Maced
watch. She gets
into
pretty screechy.
fucking
Yep.
a heart
Um,
attack.
Ketamine and then put in a what's the 10-penny word for on your
Restraint
tummy?
position.
Yeah,
Yeah. Anyway,
it's the ketamine for me.
they were serving a warrant to seize her iPad because she had been told not to record in court. And there were several people who said, well, the red record light was on. So anyway, and she's also accused of helping facilitate breaches in election system security, ignoring election rules, defying orders from the Secretary of State, et cetera, et cetera, et
They
cetera.
make black
For
nail
which
polish.
she is under, what?
That's how you cover up those lights, or whatever color the thing.
Oh, peace, yes. Anyway, so she got arrested. It was a fun video. She was screechy, just like...
Well, no, and that's I now understand a headline I skipped over because I didn't care because I saw that Trump-loving clerk gets
Yeah.
arrested and
Yeah.
assaults cops or something.
Sorry about that.
No, I had skipped over it because I'm like I don't care what some checkout idiot's doing.
Right.
Yeah, well, and that's what she is.
Yeah, but now I understand.
All right. Tell us the dumbass of the day. I need a laugh.
All right, so Stacey Abrams, who is the Georgia Democrat making her second run for governor, shows up for a photo op in a school where all the kids are wearing masks. You want to guess who wasn't?
Her.
Yeah.
God damn it.
You talk about stupid.
Oh my
You
God.
talk about, oh my God, privileged bitch.
No, this is
This
funny.
is what lets them say elitist whenever they
I know,
fucking
every fucking
Oh God.
time.
This is funny because not only did I post a mask thing on mask meme on Sunday, but today I posted so you're allowing unvaccinated children in your school. Explain to me again why my kid can't bring peanut butter.
There you go. Oh, I just love it.
God damn, that's dumb.
Republicans are saying it displays the out-of-touch piety that leads
Yep.
liberals to impose onerous social norms without feeling
Yep.
obligated to always follow them themselves. Stacey Abrams, you're a fool.
And your batting average lets you take this one screw up. Like, this isn't like Pelosi when she got tricked into getting her hair did when it wasn't the time to be doing that. No, but this is dumb, right? They're going to get to... Yep,
This is an unforced error. This is stupid.
They get to
This is
spend...
the kind of thing that if you actually had a staff member, right? Clearly you don't. If you actually had any staff members, they would have physically prevented you from going
I'd have
out
pulled a
without
fire
a
alarm
mask.
for goddamn sure.
They
And
would
I've
have
been
thrown
like,
a body
hun-
block,
A clear
and they
mask?
would have said, "Don't
I
do
can come
this."
up with a lot of tricks, man. But this is dumb.
This is stupid. Just stupid.
Don't be dumb, people.
So
Fucking
anyway,
wear your masks.
Stacey Abrams, you screwed
You fucked up.
Stepped
Good
right
luck.
in it. Don't answer anything. Don't try to justify
Nope.
anything.
Nope.
You walk out and you say, "Hey, look, guys, I screwed up." You keep on walking. So anyway,
Yeah.
we'll see if you're smart enough to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, let go
And
of
I'll
the rope
tell you
on this
what,
one.
if you didn't have a staff try to physically interfere with you appearing without a mask, you need some staff members. Because
Good
you
ones.
ain't got any.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah, the ones you got are fucking
Unbelievable.
stupid as shit.
Yeah.
Oh, not good. Not good.
No, this is why we lose some goddamn always. But
All right, so we want to talk about Republican lies and hate some more because we didn't get enough of it the other day.
No, I just wanted to refresh on some because I'm actually keeping these around to piss me off periodically. So all homosexual marriages will be considered civil unions.
Now, just as a reminder, this is what's her
This
name?
is Carla Richburg from the great state of Texas. This is her view for what Texas should
yeah,
be
but they're
doing.
not from Alabama, so don't do the voice.
Yeah.
Aye. No, I'm
Agreed.
sorry. It is dumb simply in its printed ass text.
All right.
Right, again, that they're going to... first off, Texas is going to evict people from outside of Texas, which is going to be interesting to watch logistically.
I love this. And my favorite, I have to tell you, my favorite is all Chinese nationals will be considered spies and will be forcibly removed from the United States of America, including all
Aye.
businesses, schools, and universities. This is ridiculous.
No,
I
but
want
the
to see
better...
how they're gonna like. Okay, we understand that this woman has like no power at all. She can't do any of this shit. But if she managed to convince any other idiot that this was a thing and managed to actually like get any motion on this, I want to know how the fuck they think that they're actually gonna be able to get away with
The
that
little state of
shit.
Texas
Hey,
can't
this
even
is...
secure their own border.
It's fucking. I mean, these are Chinese people. They've been living here for generations. You can't just fucking kick them out. Like that's not how it
We
works.
do that all
we
the time.
can, actually, but...
Yeah.
And there's some problems with making a real competent rule against that.
Yeah. And Texas will wage war against all invaders into Texas borders by deadly force. Anyway. I'm keeping it around. We'll come back to it periodically because this is the soul of the Republican Party.
Well, at
That's
least
who they
it's
are.
public face. This is the loudest thing. This is what they're getting judged by, and this is why everyone called you racist for all that time when it was harder to prove.
Right. Now it's easy.
Yeah, and if you got a problem with this and
And
you're
bigots, don't forget
Republican, you
bigots.
need to fucking pay attention to who you're voting for. Seriously.
Are you a Republican or are you a good German? Pick one.
Yeah, you can't.
I don't know what the Republican
You can't
Party is
be
supposed
voting
to
for
be.
people like this because your excuse being, well, I wasn't gonna vote for the Democrat. That's the most lamest excuse, and you need to
That is some
STFU.
high
Shut the fuck
school-
up.
No,
And-
that's what the good Germans said when they voted Hitler into power.
Yeah, that's what American society tells
Dude,
everybody
if
to do.
you
on
don't
picking
agree
issue,
with
but-
the crazy shit that's coming out of the mouth of the person that you feel you have to vote for, then just don't fucking vote, and that's a choice too.
There you go.
That I mean, if that's
Stay home.
if you're so whatever that you're like I can't
that's the
vote for
best
this
we have to
Democrat,
offer.
then fucking just don't vote, and I'm okay with that.
Yep.
You know, like I get that maybe you don't feel comfortable voting for the Democrat, but if you don't feel
it
comfortable,
better be that Democrat in particular.
right? But if you don't feel comfortable voting for the Republican because of their ideals, don't fucking vote
These
at all.
are their ideals. This is where they want to go.
Yes, this is what these people have been telling you for a long time. They're saying the silent part out loud. They were kind of whispering it quietly in your
Well,
ears,
now
so
they're
you
turning
could,
it to sonic weapon
you
levels.
could kind of swat it away like a fly. But they're saying all this shit out loud now,
Right.
and you need to pay attention.
Before
And they
now,
need
it was always, this lady, if you don't live in Texas, you can still pull the same trick.
Yeah.
And that's that crazy out of Texas. That's not my party.
Yeah.
But again, there is no equivalent to the left. There is nobody saying the thing about we want open borders and we want all the illegal aliens to vote.
Right.
That
There's
gets
nobody saying that.
elected to national office.
Yeah.
No, but this is what the real Republican crazies are. So you need to make sure
These
when you're
aren't
voting.
Republican crazies. These are run-of-the-mill, center-of-the-party Republicans. This is who they are. These are 75% of the Republican Party. They are the ones who are running it.
This is the final form of Dixiecrats.
These are their elected representatives.
Yeah. No, as I said. The final form of Dixiecrats.
Yeah.
All right. So tonight we're back on the tax system.
Yes.
We've missed this. Okay.
Yes,
So-
I have missed this.
We got up to the 40s.
Okay.
So we're going to talk about the 40s because a
All right.
bunch of shit happened in the 40s.
All right.
So there was a Revenue Act of 1940, which had individual tax income temporarily and permanently increased individual income tax rates. Corporate tax temporarily and permanently increased corporate income tax rates. Top rate from 19% to 22.1%.
Okay.
Excise taxes temporarily increased most excise tax rates to 30 to 50%. And personal exemption reduced personal exemption amounts from $2,500 to $2,000 for married couples. And then the second Revenue Act of 1940 was excess profits tax, created corporate excess profits tax, top rate of 50%, and corporate tax increased corporate income tax rates, top rate increased from 22.1 to 24%.
Okay.
So around our current effective tax rate.
In the neighborhood, yeah, within spitting distance.
No, I just found it interesting. Is that all you got for the 40s?
No.
Shit. Well,
Oh, we keep talking about excise taxes.
I know, and I want to talk about some of the societal things that happened largely because of what we're about to talk about.
Okay, so taxes on individuals, and there's like, I don't know, like 30,
If you read that amount of rows, I'm leaving.
I'm not.
Okay.
There's like 30 different tax rates.
Yeah.
So what I'm gonna do is read like 4 of them. So we'll start with the lowest, which is net income of $0. The normal rate is 4%. The surtax rate is 0% because now they've added a surtax on. For those of you who don't know what a surtax is, it is literally just a tax on top of a tax which is already there, which is, I don't understand the concept of adding a tax to a tax. Just raise the original tax. This doesn't make sense to me. But anyway, with a combined rate of 4%.
Right.
So that goes up to $4,000.
Okay.
It fucked me up when you started at 0 because I'm like, 4% of 0, fuck off. Like, anyway.
Well, but if you
4,000
make
yeah,
$2,
yeah,
you pay 4%.
$4,000 is a good middle class income in the 40s. Go ahead.
So then we're going to jump to, let's say 16,000.
No, let's say 4,000. You didn't read it.
That's at 79,600.
4,000 was a 4% normal tax rate with a surtax of 4, so it's 8.
Okay.
That's $79,000 in today's money. The $4,000. I am just trying to
Come
get.
on, I guessed right.
All right, so we're going to jump, what did I say, 16?
Sure.
Okay. So that has a 4% and then a surtax rate of 18% for a total of 22%.
I suspect the surtaxes were originally intended to be temporary, but who knows?
When you get up to 100,000, it's 4% with a surtax of 58%.
Now we're getting
which
somewhere.
is a total of 62.
Yeah, you can raise some money that way.
It increases drastically from here. So I'm going to give you another one. 500,000 was 4 with a 70% surtax.
So 74%?
So 40, yeah, 74%. And then at 5 million, which is the top bracket here, it's a 4% with a 75% surtax for a total of 79%.
Wow.
So we were taxing the wealthy at 79%.
Which would build infrastructure and
Oh yeah, we were doing
schools and-
good in the 40s.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we were
That's
doing
actually
real
the
good.
first decade that Americans started getting their daily allotted recommended calories.
Yep.
We hadn't done
We
it.
were a growing country.
Yeah.
All right, so now we're going to move to the Revenue Act of 1942.
Oh,
Or,
wow.
no, sorry, 1941.
Didn't even make it a year.
Nope. They change it very frequently. So the Revenue Act of 1941, excess profits tax increased excess profits tax by 10 percentage points. Top rate increased from 50 to 60%. Tax increases permanently extended 1940 temporary individual, corporate, and excise tax increases.
Okay.
Corporate tax increased corporate tax rates 6 to 7 percentage points. Top rate increased from 24% to 31%. Excise taxes increased excise taxes on alcohol, tires, etc. And personal exemption reduced personal exemption amounts from $2,000 to $1,500 for married couples. So, let's see.
So to all these people who want to take voting back to the 40s and 50s, I'm all on board. Let's
Give me the
take
tax
the
rate.
income back.
So the
Income tax back
individual
the same way.
tax rates, okay, was for $0, still 4% normal,
Yeah.
but with a 6% surtax. So they dropped it 2%. So a combined of 10%. 2000 was a surtax of 9% for a combined of 13. All the base taxes, just so people understand, so I don't have to keep repeating it, the normal tax rate is 4% for literally everybody. It's the surtax that increases it. So we're going to jump back to, we said 16, right? So they have a 35% surtax.
That's actually probably a good way of doing it.
Could be.
Because then you kind of got everybody feeling that they've got right their 4% in the game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the 16,000 people now had a 35% tax rate for a total of 39. So 35 surtax.
Yeah.
For a total of 39. What was the other number we jumped to? 100. So they have $100,000 is 65 surtax, 65% surtax rate for a total of 69%.
There you go. How about $500,000?
500,000 is 73% surtax for a total of 77. And then again with the 5 million is a 77% surtax for a total of 81%.
There you go.
So
Sounds
now
about
we're
right.
getting some.
So that was 69% on about, call it 10 million. And what was
Okay.
the other, $1 million?
5 million. The $1 million one is 75% for a total of 79%.
Cool. I had
Call
to
it
figure
80.
out what 1940s bucks would look like as a pile now.
Yeah.
So $1 million.
Mm-hmm.
20 million a year. I am perfectly down on taxing
1
people.
year.
Yes.
Yep.
I think that I'm not sure I can be talked into there being a just system where people get paid more than $1 million a year. But I also recognize talking all of you into that would be harder. Let's just tax the shit out of some people.
So the Revenue Act of 1942,
Oh my
individual.
God, fuck you, the 40s. For a lot of reasons.
Oh, it keeps going.
Can we
this
skip
is
a
ridiculous.
couple?
We can. I believe in us.
Do you want us?
Yeah.
Do they make?
What happened at the end of the 40?
Are there any?
But this did a lot.
Okay.
Okay.
So individual income tax increased, individual income, so taxes went up again. Corporate tax increased, corporate tax rates from 31 to 40.
Okay.
Excise tax replaced with a 35 to 60% graduated rate schedule for excess profits. Tax with flat 90% rate. Victory tax created 5% victory tax on all individual income over $624 with post-war credit. Personal exemption reduced personal exemption amount from $1,500 to $1,200 for married couples. Exemption for dependents reduced exemption amount for each dependent from $400 to $350. The Revenue Act of 1943. Excise taxes increased, excise taxes on alcohol, jewelry, telephones, admissions, etc. Excess profit tax increased, excess profit tax rate from 90 to 95%. The victory tax lowered from 5% to 3%, and repealed post-war credit.
Still, we're talking on incomes over 12,000. So cool.
Yeah.
The Current Tax Payment Act of 1943, withholdings imposed, withholding of income tax by employers on wages paid, income tax liability cancels 75 to 100% of lower of 1942 or 1943 in individual income tax liability.
Okay.
Cool.
Individual income tax of 1944. Yeah, they were doing a lot
Every
of
year.
taxes.
Yeah.
Individual income tax raised individual income taxes. Victory tax repealed 3% victory tax. Personal exemptions, standardized value of personal exemptions at $500 per person.
Okay.
Revenue Act of 1945. Excess profit tax, repealed excess profits tax. Individual income tax rates reduced individual income tax rates 3 percentage points, and 5% top rate fell from 94 to 86.45%.
Oh, the rot has set in.
Corporate
the
tax
war's
rates, reduced corporate tax rates, top rate dropped from 40 to 38%.
And we just created a bunch of consumers for pretty much any product you could make because we had bombed some cities into dust.
Revenue Act of 1948. Individual income tax rates reduced individual income tax rates 5 to 13%.
Okay, yeah, no, you're right. It's the rot. Never mind.
Personal exemption increased personal exemption amount from 500 to 600. Joint filers permitted married couples to split their incomes for tax purposes. Additional exemption provided additional exemption for taxpayers age 65 and over.
All right, we had decided that maybe growing old in America shouldn't mean
impoverish you.
Do you want to move on to the 1950s?
Or do you want to save them for tomorrow?
We can. I got them all the way up to current. So this I found at taxpolicycenter.org.
Okay.
So this is all where all this information
Excellent.
is coming from. For those of you who are curious.
No, the problem is after a while I find myself just playing with the numbers and
Yeah.
crawling through my imagination,
Right.
and that's cool, but
I think we've seen the start of the drop. We'll see.
yeah.
Do we want to see what the tax rates were in 1949 just to see how they've changed?
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Sure.
Okay. So this is from taxbrackets.org. Federal 1949 single tax bracket. $0 and up, 20%. $2,000 and up, 22%. 16 was the number we were, 16,000, 50%. What was the other one? I think we jumped to 100.
500,000 or, yeah.
Yeah, we jumped to 100,000. So that's 89%.
Whoa.
This is
And
49 we're looking at?
yeah.
Cool.
And if you made more than 200,000, you were paying 91%.
I'd also like to point out at this point, the median income in the United States is $3,100.
Yeah.
So this was only affecting the very
The people who are doing better than average.
very well off.
Like literally.
You know, the ones who should be carrying the countries on their back because they were doing very well.
Yeah.
They should have been helping their neighbors.
Well, and that's what accounts for the chop and waves of your region's doing well. You had nothing to do with that. You spent a lot of the time so far being a zygote.
But we see how it's kind of gone back and forth a little bit, where they kind of lowered it a bit, and then they're like, maybe we should charge some of these people who are making a lot of money a little bit more, and they bumped it back up.
We'd like to think about building the interstate system.
Well, and you
building
can see
the national parks or
and you can see when we got serious about the war with the victory tax.
yeah.
Where I don't give a shit, man. $620, $25, you make more than that, you're paying me something.
Yeah.
And yeah, a little bit. That's what America was built on. Part of it is I really like this because I like the numbers, even though we sometimes go frolicking around in my head. But no way, this was at least part of why I was interested when you guys were like, "Hey, we could start recording these." And
No, but this was why this was working in the 40s and things were going well. And we've already started to see some of the shifting, but it shifted back apparently.
Jim Carrey would have had to pay 79%, 84% on that $20 million he got paid to be in The Mask. That's fucking appropriate. I mean, I'm sure if you asked then Jim Carrey, he'd be like, fuck no, I worked hard. Give me my millions. And that's an understandable feeling, bro. But I think if you ask today, Jim Carrey,
Yeah, no, I don't personally feel like in today's day and age, considering how much money some of these people have, that it's really necessary to tax them 91%. But I would be happy if they were getting taxed at least 50 or 60%. I feel like that's reasonable.
Well,
and I feel like that
first you're
in
going
and
to
of
have to
its
figure out how to tax them at all.
that in and of itself, I feel like would help America enough. And even if you only put that on people who are making over $5 million.
Yeah.
oh shit, I have it. We need a new enforcement team for the IRS, and I'm also going to create a center of gravity for all the cops that shoot fucking first.
Yeah.
I'm going to make the penalty for fucking around with Uncle Sam's money.
A big number.
And I'm going to send the cops that'll shoot your fucking horses because they thought they were coming right for them. Like,
Don't forget to give
you
them
don't
a
want them
cut.
to search your facility.
Don't forget to give them a cut.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my God, absolutely.
Trigger happy cops sent into the
Fine,
places where they can do
no,
the best.
Damn it.
We'll give them like a
No.
couple
No,
percent
because
of whatever.
this is like when a friend of mine used to argue that for a mandatory drug enhancement sports, because they're gonna do it anyway, you may as well just see what the human body can take and let's crash some science monkeys into each other.
Fair.
Yeah, but I'm horrifically opposed to that. So, better plan. CIA, you can totally keep 10% of whatever you find. Graduation pranks should be walking into these offshore banks dressed as Moneybags McDouche bitch.
Yep.
And
just taking the money.
taking all the money. Because what are they going to do? This is like stealing drugs you find in somebody's fridge.
That's right.
Unless you...
What are they going to do?
Unless you think they're going to kill you, that's your drugs. Don't steal each other's drugs, the internet.
Yeah, that's...
They probably will kill you.
They might.
Or they'll call the cops, meet some scarier people, and then...
And then they'll kill you.
No, but this was the...
Or they'll kill your neighbor on accident. You could get lucky.
I don't
These
think...
people are dumb as shit. You might be
no,
good.
not raid on your neighbor.
Oh, no, you meant the cops. I was going to say, I don't think criminals get the wrong address very the fuck often.
No, what I'm saying
Yeah,
is
no,
that when the cops showed up,
I gotcha.
have everything say like your neighbor's address and just get your mail from them.
Right?
Be like, oh shit, I need to change that. Thanks, Bill.
How many people have read their number on the curb?
Yep. Or live in a place where they put numbers on the curb.
That was good business.
I'm sure. America was a good country. No, part of this was because I don't know how to explain to the boomers I need you on my side if for no other reason than current federal minimum wage would have been 91 cents an hour Back in the days, you can remember getting paid by the hour.
Right. When you were getting $1.75 or whatever. it was.
Yeah, $2.
The
but
one
yeah.
I remember is $1.60.
Fine, but my point being, no, because when we do it the other way, I don't think that has the same impact. Like
You're
over the
right.
course of my life, I have noticed
Okay, so
how
you're
much
in charge.
shorter my
You're in charge of doing the boomer adjustment because we're too stupid to do it in our heads.
fair. No, but I have noticed over the course of my frame of reference how much shorter a dollar goes in, like, say, McDonald's.
Yeah.
So, that I'm kind of aware of, and I know that everyone has their own individual price points set
Yeah.
along the way as they're growing up. So, but yeah, 91 cents an hour wasn't good enough for you back then. Why is it good enough now?
I remember
Did the world get a
27
lot
cent
easier and
cheeseburgers.
simpler? So, what year was that?
You'll have to,
How much were they?
27 cents.
27 cents, you say?
Sometime in the 60s, you say.
Oh, yeah.
Call it 68.
That was at McDonald's or Burger Chef. Because they used to compete. And it might have been a special price.
Fair. 216.
What?
$2.16.
For what?
Today money.
For
Yeah.
a cheeseburger?
Yeah. That same thing. That 67 cents would have bought you $2.
I said 27.
Yeah, that's what I said. Pretty sure.
And I think cheeseburgers are on the 99-cent menu.
Yeah.
No, but what he's saying is that money, 27
Yeah,
cents.
27 cents. $2. You would need to drop $2.16 today to get the same.
Yeah, okay.
And yeah, that's about right.
Yeah,
So,
double
no.
cheeseburger cost you, you know.
I'm talking about a little
Yeah, huh?
regular
Yeah,
McDonald's cheeseburger.
Yeah, those are.
You can get them for 99 cents, but that
But-
also implies a kind of meat that is obviously destroying the planet.
Yeah.
But it's cool.
All right, are we done?
Yep.
Hoo-ah.
So, we want to thank you for hanging out with us. And don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit that heart button, hit that follow button. Tell your friends, tell your family.
Help us buy the airship.
Leave a review. Go to our Patreon and give Barnabas $1. You know you want to. You know, we love y'all, and we'll see you back here tomorrow night, and we will talk 50s tax rates and see if they went crazy, and if 50s didn't have a million things, then we'll probably do 50s, 60s, maybe 70s. I'll
right.
check it
Yeah.
out and see.
It's just that the 40s had one every goddamn year.
Yeah, the 40s did a lot with taxes.
And it's the number going up, number going down. That's cool.
and then back up.
Well,
Yeah.
and the point was that they were cranking out tanks,
Yeah.
which cost money.
Uh-huh.
All right.
All right, so we love y'all. We'll see you back here tomorrow night on BoomerRexTonight.
Check to see if it's raining iguanas in Florida.